A young samurai named Yuki carried a fire inside him, not in his hands, but in his imagination. He spoke often of greatness. He envisioned victories before they were earned. He studied legends, admired warriors, and saw himself among them. In his mind, he had already become powerful. But when the morning came, he did not rise. When the sword called, he did not answer. When discipline demanded effort, he offered excuses. The weather is wrong. I will begin tomorrow. I must prepare more. And so, without noticing it, Yuki chose comfort over growth, again and again. Years passed quietly. His dreams expanded, but his abilities did not. While he imagined greatness, others forged it, through repetition, through struggle, through action. And one day, the truth stood before him like a blade. Ambition had not elevated him. It had deceived him. Because ambition without action is not power. It is self-deception. Yuki had fallen into a trap many never escape. He confused thinking with doing. He mistook desire for progress. He believed that wanting something deeply was the same as earning it. But the mind is cunning. Each time he spoke of his goals, each time he imagined success, his brain rewarded him, as if he had already taken the steps. And so, without realizing it, he fed himself the illusion of movement, while standing completely still. This is the silent danger. The greater the dream, the easier it is to hide behind it. The more distant the goal, the more we justify delay. We tell ourselves we are preparing, but in truth, we are postponing the only thing that matters, action. The samurai understood this deeply. They knew that time is not lost in great failures. It is lost in small hesitations repeated daily. A day skipped becomes a habit. A habit becomes a life. That is why the greatest among them did not rely on bursts of motivation. Take Miyamoto Musashi, a man who walked the path of mastery, not through inspiration, but through repetition. He did not wait to feel ready. He trained because that was his identity. To him, discipline was not something you summoned. It was something you lived. Because waiting for motivation is like waiting for the wind to carry you forward. You may stand still your entire life, while others walk slowly, imperfectly, but relentlessly, and arrive. Here lies a truth most people resist. Motivation does not create action. Action creates motivation. The first step feels heavy. The second feels easier. The third begins to feel natural. Momentum is born not from feeling good, but from moving forward despite not feeling ready. The samurai called this path Kaizen, the way of small, relentless improvement. Not heroic leaps, but quiet, repeated steps. Not intensity, but consistency. A mountain is not conquered by staring at its peak, but by placing one foot in front of the other, again and again, without stopping. Imagine two students. One waits for the perfect moment. The other trains for 5 minutes every day. At first, the effort seems meaningless. But time does not reward intention. It rewards repetition. Months later, the one who acted becomes sharp, grounded, capable. The one who waited remains where he began. This is the hidden power of small actions. They appear insignificant until they are unstoppable. And so the lesson becomes clear. Speaking is not progress. Planning is not progress. Even thinking deeply is not progress. Only action transforms. To wait for motivation is to surrender control of your life to your emotions. And emotions are unreliable masters. The samurai knew something most people avoid. Strength is not acting when you feel ready. Strength is acting when you do not. As the master Yagyu Munenori taught, a sword that waits for perfect conditions never leaves its sheath. And so it remains unused, untested, forgotten. Ask yourself honestly, how many times have you delayed your path? Not because you could not act, but because you did not feel like it? That feeling is not truth. It is resistance, and resistance is where growth begins. Discipline is not the absence of struggle. It is movement through it. It is choosing action over comfort again and again until it becomes who you are. The samurai way is simple, but not easy. Begin small. Act daily. Ignore the voice that tells you to wait. Do not trust motivation. It comes and goes. Trust habits. They remain. Do not ask, do I feel like it? Ask, is this what I committed to? Because in the end, you are not shaped by your intentions. You are shaped by your actions. And true power begins the moment you say, I will act, whether I feel like it or not.